Chicago Public School employees are accused of committing pandemic relief fraud. CPS Inspector General says the employees each received up to $21,000 in Paycheck Protection Program loans under false pretenses. Some pretended to be self-employed, while others invented fake businesses. According to the Sun-Times, the highest ranking is Crystal Cooper, who had been head of school operations and made $220,000 a year. 12 others had an annual salary of at least $100,000. 8 of those employees resigned, 4 were terminated, and termination proceedings have begun against the remaining 2. The Inspector General's office says it is working with law enforcement.
Residents have complained about slow police response times for years. Now a new report from the city's Inspector General finds many times there isn't enough data to determine police response times. City's 911 center dispatches 3,500 police calls per day, but the IG found officers didn't report their arrival on scene in nearly half those calls, and that makes it impossible to determine the speed and equity of 911 response times. So join us now to discuss her findings, City Inspector General Deborah Witzberg. Thank you so much, Inspector General, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Your report says that you found that CPD's data collection of 911 response times is incomplete. Why is that?
Because police officers are not recording when they arrive on the scene of an emergency. There are a number of different milestones in the life cycle of an emergency response where timestamps should be recorded to show when a call was received and assigned and dispatched, and when emergency responders arrive at the scene to help. And we found that half the time, that timestamp when police officers arrive on the scene of an emergency is missing.
Are they supposed to do that? Are they legally bound to do that?
They are required to do that by CPD policy.
So now that you've found that out, that they're not doing this through this report, what needs to be done for that? Are they reprimanded? Are they told to do that? Where do we go from here?
We need improvements in training, we need improvements in technology, and we need to better analyze and capture this data. We started out to look at the question of whether there are equity concerns in 911 response times. We hear concerns that it takes the police longer to respond in some neighborhoods than others. That's what we set out to look at here, but we can't do that. We can't get a meaningful answer to that question because there's not enough data to do so.
What does this have, what type of effect does this have on violence, especially in the city where violence is mounting?
Rapid response to emergencies is at the core of CPD's function as a public safety entity. That's how we keep people safe. We police response to emergencies. That's how the police department functions to keep people safe. And how long it takes the police to get there, that's what drives how safe people feel.
Your high priority calls you found are ranging from 6 to 12 minutes.
Where we can measure response times, yes,
right.
Where there's enough to do so.
Right. So, you know, as a citizen of the city of Chicago, I mean, how does that make me feel? I'm a little scared about that.
I think there's a lot to be concerned about here.
So how do we fix it?
Well, that's really at the core of what we find here. We cannot improve what we cannot measure. There's not enough data to know how long response times really are across the universe of responses. And so we can't meaningfully assess either the efficiency or the equity of CPD's emergency responses.
And as far as speaking to the community, I know you did that. What are their feelings on this?
We spoke to dozens of people, community-based organizations all over Chicago's neighborhoods, and everybody had a story to tell about a long response time or the police never responding at all. And I think that really underscores the relationship between this issue and the quality of trust which the community has for the police department. Underscores the importance of getting this right.
City Inspector General Deborah Witzberg, thank you so much. Witzberg, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Be safe, be well.
Thank you very much.
Well, Michael Madigan apparently done with his political